Here we are. Guess who's back? Back again. Cooperville Live is back. You are back. Thank you all for joining us today. We got a big show today. I know I say that every day, but today I really mean it. Really mean it today. Jody's in the house. Jody's in the house. Joe, what's up? Sylvia. Welcome. There we are. Now we're on the big screen. Now we're living dreams. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching, depending. I hope you had a fabulous day. It is 99 degrees in the great state of Wisconsin. For a second, I thought we lived in Canada. And by a second, I mean the last 40 years, but I've realized over the last 5 days, we're basically South Florida. Which is cool. Minus that whole, ocean and fresh seafood and shit. It's a hot one. Hey, Joe, I bet you are sweating big today. Yeah, still at 98. Summertime and the living's easy. Sherry's in the house. What's up, Sherry? Watching on the tube. We're on Facebook Live. We are on YouTube, youtube.com/Cooperville Live. And we're on Twitch. Cooperville Live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Cooperville Live. If you're down with the browser. If you're down with that browser. Sylvia is in Canada. Is it 95,000 degrees in Canada too? This is uncanny. Usually we get 3 days of hot. And we're a week plus in. Which is, I'm cool with it, you know? I'm cool with it. Because I know in 6 months it's going to be 20 below. Life is about balance, my friends. Life is about balance. Space and Mills. CoopervilleClothing.com is the website. Oh, look at all the pretties. You got your 4th of July celebration coming up. I know you want those red, white, and blue athletic shorts. Those are all yours. Ladies, we got the leggings, yoga pants, leggings. I'm not sure. I'm not the expert. And my personal favorite, the cancel culture blackout tee. Get yourself one. CoopervilleClothing.com. Also, Captain Coop's Beard Company. These are all my things. We have a Father's Day sale going on right now. Dad's Day's coming up a week from Sunday. Promo code is Dad's Day 20% off all of our beard oils, our beard balms, and our beard butters. That's a lot of bees, bro. Boom. CaptainCoops.com. Again, promo code Dad's Day 20% off gifts for dads. We also have those Captain Coops e-gift cards available. So if you got a bearded feller in your life who needs to get himself some goodness, that tasty Captain Coops goodness, CaptainCoops.com, Dad's Day 20% off. We'll get that stuff shipped out to you before Father's Day hits next weekend. Midwest Meals, MidwestMeals.com is the website. 16 rotating healthy meals with all of your macros printed on them. Pow, you have your meals set for the week. It really takes the thought process out of dinner each night. And you know what sucks is when it's 98 degrees outside and you're like, I do not want to cook, but I also kind of want to stay svelte. Just look in the fridge, and I got, what did we do last night? We did the cilantro lime shrimp last night. Night before that was Tuesday. We did tacos, did the lean turkey tacos. So really, during the week, we just dive in to our Midwest meals, and it's just simple. It's done. Very little cleanup. Nobody likes to wake up to dishes in the sink in the morning. So check out MidwestMeals.com. My buddy Dan Beck is doing it. They ship nationwide, so wherever you are. Now, Sylvia's in Canada, but so I don't know if they do ship to Canada, but anywhere in the United States, they will ship on Mondays. So hit it up, MidwestMeals.com. Promo code is Cooper at checkout, and you get 10% off your first order at MidwestMeals.com. I think we paid all the bills, which is weird because besides my two companies, nobody pays me. So we didn't really pay any bills. Maybe enough to keep the Wi-Fi on for another week. So that's awesome. Joe wishes this was his Friday, but still thirsty Thursday. Yeah, I feel you. Sylvia, it's colder now in Canada. Define colder. And which part of Canada? Because I feel like Canada basically goes up to like the North Pole, right? I'm kidding. Geographically speaking, like Canada can go way the fuck up there, right? Yeah, way up there. But this has been wild though. And I think we still have like 4 days left in the 90s, 3 or 4 days left in the 90s. And then we're really only getting back down the 80s. So I don't know. Global warming. Oh, last shout out. Monster Energy. Thank you to those guys. Rain Body Fuel. It was a hellacious day today. Got a nice long run in this morning. Feeling good about life. Threw some tires around. We did a bunch of videos for Chippewa Chats. New episode of Chippewa Chats comes out tomorrow too, with C4 Productions. So check that out on the Go Chippewa County website and on their Facebook page. New one coming out tomorrow at 3. We also shot 3 new episodes for the Mo podcast. So it was a hellacious day. And we have a Captain Coops meeting coming up tonight after the show. So here we are with that cherry limeade making life better, which basically means I won't be sleeping tonight, which is fine. Sylvia, Southern Quebec, 22 degrees Celsius. Okay, so translate Fahrenheit. Translate Fahrenheit, 22 degrees Celsius. I don't know. I can't. I don't even know. 22 degrees Celsius. Anybody got 22 degrees Celsius? What is that in Fahrenheit? Because that's the numbers I live by. We got those American numbers. We don't deal with that Celsius crap. Fade's in the house. Fade. Everybody, if you're on Twitch, go follow Fade Game Official. It's his favorite time of day because he gets to see his beautiful work. I have a hat on today. It was one of those days, man. But I got... That's that Fade game right there. That's that exclusive Fade right there. And Joe's at Harm's Way Bar and Grill in Bloomer right now listening. Shout out to everybody at Harm's Way Bar for watching the show today. I appreciate it. I do. I really do. Next round's on Joe. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that to you, Joe. I'd say it's on me, but I talk for a living. It doesn't pay very well. It's like $6. $6 for my average. 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you. Thank you, Sylvia. 22 degrees Celsius. We could be here for days. This is like a monkey doing a math problem. Like, nothing. Good day, though. I do have to say a special thanks out to Jody. She made the connection today for me and Frank to get together on the hang, and we've been going back and forth on the social media, so we're super excited. Frank's hanging out in the green room. He's got a kick-ass studio too. Like, I feel like I finally met my match. Like, we got the studios all set up. Frank's in the house. How you doing, buddy?
Am I on?
Are we live? How do all these buttons work? How you doing, my friend?
What do I do with my hands?
I always have a Sharpie in them. It's a weird thing. I don't understand.
No, that's cool. What's going on, man? How you doing out there?
I'm doing good. Just living the dream. It's toasty out here. Are you up in upstate New York still?
Yeah, it's like 80 out today, but it was like 90 something. Yeah, so it's finally dropping a little bit.
We need that, man. We're just, up in this northern part of the country, we're like, wait, what is this hot stuff? Like, I thought we reserve this for vacations when we go down south or go out to the coast somewhere. We're not used to this.
Yeah. So you're not used to 100 degrees then?
Not typically.
Okay.
It's a rare. We usually get like one day a summer that we get into the triple digits. And when it's 100 here, it's like 100, and you feel like you're walking through like gel because the air is so thick. So it's just everybody up here is just moving really slow. It's like the slow-mo feature on your iPhone. You're like, why is everybody moving so slow?
Your camera.
Yeah. We're coming, trying to go to the gas station. It's wild. But thank you, man, for jumping on. And again, Jody, I know she's watching on Twitch, so thanks to Jody for setting us up. How you been, man? Looks like you're a busy cat.
Good, yeah. Even during the hard times here going on, try to stay busy as much as I can.
Did you find that over the course of and I know New York was obviously highlighted a lot for the amount of things that you were not able to do over the course of the last year, but did you find that having this particular time that you weren't really able to get out and be on a stage very much and do all those things, that you really refocused and kind of, whether it was songwriting, I know you got new music coming out. Did you really find utilizing this time to max benefit?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a studio rat to begin with.
Yeah.
So I just love being in the studio creating stuff, and I do a lot of film stuff too. So I did actually. I mean, I recorded a new EP, so that's all done, and the single will be coming out. And I worked on some things. I actually took a break on others, and then, but what was I found weird maybe is, I've been doing the online stuff for like, I don't know, since 2012 or 13, the actual online shows, and people are just finding out about them this year. And I'm like, oh no.
He's the
I've
OG.
been doing it 7 years.
Frank's the OG, man. He's the OG of online shows. Yeah, that became like a really unique way. And I think just because it was flooded, I mean, you've been doing it for a minute, but it was just so flooded with stuff. Did you dabble a little bit? Were you still out doing some live stuff there on the social medias?
Oh yeah. It actually, I mean, the numbers were better than ever, which is maybe surprising, maybe not, I don't know. But beforehand, they weren't that great online, because I think everyone was just like, I don't really understand this and stuff. So now I think for the future, at least the next couple of years, it will help. And I don't know, maybe it'll fade off again. But I do Stage It, so you guys can follow me on stageit.com. I do a lot of shows, and some on Facebook. They started doing the ticketed stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it's all right. Facebook, Facebook's kind of dead.
It's and anytime something new pops up, like, and not new obviously because you've been doing the live stream show stuff, but anytime something becomes not bigger than Facebook, but it's like, Zuckerberg's in his office going, there's a way to monetize this somehow. And now obviously the online tickets to get in to watch somebody on the computer with
Facebook for babies.
it's where all the noobs hang out. We'll probably get kicked off of Facebook for that. No, I'm just
go. No, it's all right.
But I want to take you back to where you first got this start in music, because I was reading on your website about how driven you are and how passionate you are about just music in all aspects. You talked about being a studio rat, but there's also this live element, and there's this acoustic element, and there's this music element that comes out. Like, where did the fire get lit for you when it came to, like, okay, it's music or bust at this point?
About 2008, I was working at a YMCA or something, and I walked up to my boss and I go, I think I'm gonna quit. She's like, okay. She goes, what are you gonna do? I go, I'm gonna finish my record. She's like, what do you mean? I go, I'm a musician. I'm gonna go do my music. I'm gonna release a CD. And she was kind of like, okay, good with that. Okay, see you later. So, I mean, some people, I guess, kind of knew, because I've done it since high school. In high school, I would be burning CDs, making my own album covers and little disc things, and then remember the stickers that you put on the CDs? You could design them and print them.
And lining them up was always the pain in the ass. You're like, and you'd get it off a little bit, and you couldn't peel them back off.
There's some with little rivets in there and
it's the
stuff.
Worst, man.
But I was selling those in high schools to my friend and stuff. I would come out with at least 4 demos a year, and I would sell at least like 20 or 30 copies of different things. And I had a few high school bands, play different projects and stuff. But when I realized that I really couldn't rely on all the people, because they weren't as serious as I was. So I go, you know what? If you guys want to just go party or whatever it is, that's great. I go, but I'm doing this. So that's when I said, screw it. I'm going to record everything. I'm going to play all the instruments. I'm going to write everything and just see where it goes. Because because I had the time. Right. So I was like, I got the time. I might as well try it. So then I've never stopped. So I've kind of maybe cursed myself with that. So I'm like,
We're always.
I love it though.
We're always stuck somewhere between blessings and curses. You never. It's that fine balance. But to be able to, and this is something, and not just in the music genre, but I think anybody who's like really super high focus and high driven in one particular area, it's really tough to find people that are in that circle around you that are also of that same mindset, where you're like, no, instead of doing X, Y, Z, I'm going to invest my time in doing A, B, C, so that we can, because I want to be here and then I want to move here. It's really tough to find that stuff. So I guess what you did is you just like, well, I'll just be my whole circle. I'll do all the instruments. I don't even need people anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I always had a live band, but I went through so many different members just because of that reason. I'd say, I got a few shows. We'll see where it goes and stuff. And they used to get upset with like, well, how come I'm not getting opportunities to play on the CDs and stuff like that? And I go, well, you gotta show me that, you don't want to, like, if I said, we're recording a song this weekend, we got to get it done and stuff, but man, I want to go hang out with my girlfriend or something.
Right.
Like, no, you're coming over to record. That's how I was.
Yeah.
I'm a little more lenient now, but you know how it is.
No, I totally get it. And there's girlfriends hate that shit, by the way. They hate. I'm gonna go.
Oh yeah, Def Leppard, the famous whoever the original drummer was, he left because of his girlfriend.
Yeah, and now she went. Oh, that worked. That seemed to have worked out for them. They're getting $1.5 million per show now. They're doing okay.
Mm-hmm. Vegas,
yeah, they
baby.
got residency now. Man, everybody's doing residencies. That's.
Yeah, they were. I mean, I don't know with COVID. I don't know if they're still there. Maybe they kicked them out.
I just saw
we got to do a pre-show with them in
nice.
Albany. I think they didn't ask me. The radio station asked me, and I was like, yeah, sure, And then so I got to see the concert for free, which that's always good.
That's a heck of a show. I mean, even for those guys who've been doing it since the late '70s, early '80s, with and all the great.
And there are a lot of my influences, like going back from the '80s, all the '80s metal. I mean, Metallica is number one. You had Ozzy, but Def Leppard was. I don't know, there's more melody in their music and it's more production work. So I'm stuck between the raw aggression frontman thing that like James does.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but their records are not recorded well. Metallica has some of the worst recorded records, but the sounds that they used are so unique that you kind of forget about that. But Def Leppard nobody had layered, they said, like 6 guitars, for one part. Nobody's done that. Now Nickelback, everybody does that,
No, they started this trend, and you can see, the reason that they're still able to go out and really they have their, we want to play here, here, and here, and it's going to be this much. I mean, they have the pick of exactly where they want to go, but they had there was a formula back then, obviously with Metallica, and it was more underground in the 80s with, thrash metal and stuff, but they had their following. But arena rock stuff, playing Wembley, like that was all Def Leppard, Poisons of the World, Motley Crue, back when Motley Crue was doing Hairspray instead of blackface
the ones
paint.
that looked like the women, Dokken,
that was the thing.
Rat.
And they had, the formula always was, you come out with that big anthem song, and then you have a ballad, because then you get the girls to come, and then if the girls came to the show, the guys would come to the show, and it worked until Nirvana. And then everything just went off the rails for that kind of rock. But it's cool to hear about influences, because I always like, to hear about which parts. And you talked about, Def Leppard, the overlay of 6 different guitars, and now that thing everybody's doing. Metallica and the frontman status and stature of James Hetfield and Ozzy and the stage antics. So it's always cool to hear.
Wristbands, man.
Yeah, I mean, I always have something on my wrist. If I've left the house without something, and it feels like you forgot your keys. I'm like,
it does. I like something, at least on my left wrist, and then honestly, this just helps with the tension playing guitar. I mean, some of them, like I do have a Metallica one. It takes up your whole sleeve. I'm like, that's a little too much, but it's still cool because I'm like, I think I can play longer without,
Right. So when you talk about influences, the guys that you mentioned, was there anybody else, along the way we kind of focused on that 80s genre and how it kind of carried over, and even Def Leppard kind of transitioned, obviously Metallica did too, but were there other artists and maybe specific singers and songwriters that you're like, a little bit from him, a little bit from that, a little bit like picking and choosing?
Yeah, there definitely was. I mean, 90s was like Creed and Godsmack. We had Green Day and those type of bands, Blink-182. There's some punk rock element like Power Man 5000, definitely Rob Zombie from all the movie soundtracks and stuff he was in. And then you jump to like 3 Days Grace and Hoobastank and Hinder. What was that other band? Oh, Rev Theory, which is late 2000s sort of. So and you just kind of, for me, there was always like you said, when you say like you like Metallica, nobody says like what parts. What did they like out of it? So
Right.
there was always something like, I really like the production quality of their CD. So it's like it made them, for me, it made them like them better, sort of. You know what I mean? And other ones I really liked, and the production quality wasn't as good. And I'd always like try to mix and stuff to get close to their records. And then I would say like there's stuff in their guitar tones or the melody. A lot of it is not really the lyrics as much, but it was the melody.
Yeah.
Like if you listen to melody to the Hinder stuff, I mean that's all in there.
Yeah.
I just interviewed Joe from Hinder, the guitarist, and I asked him, I go, what it was like being, you know, a little Joe all the way back when, you know, and just starting out and stuff. And it's always fun hearing those stories, you know.
Yeah, I always love the stories, and I know you do stuff on Instagram. Is that right? You interview people on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I'll throw it up on my YouTube, my Facebook
Very
too.
cool.
Yep.
But I always love hearing those stories, especially because you know, and you know, like firsthand know. I know like third or fourth hand know. But when you hear that specific thing that you can't quite figure out, when you talk about layers, and you talk about tone,
Yeah.
and you will sit and you will figure it out. It's like a hell or high water thing. I know artists that are just like, I just sat down with my guitar or with this instrument and I just figured out how to get that sound to come out of it for hours or days or weeks on end, however long it took, because they heard that one thing in one song from one particular artist. Very cool stuff.
A lot of it's drums too, man.
Yeah.
It's the, how do they get those drum sounds? And it's so hard now because it's well, maybe not now, but like 10 years ago it was a mix between, was that real drums? Was that electric drums? Was it both? Did he do something weird? You know, now it's, I hate to say it, but it's mostly programmed.
Yeah.
Even if somebody's actually playing it. So it's a little less guessing. I can actually hear it now. So it's like you said, sitting down and realizing that.
Right. When
it's cool. It's a gearhead thing, you know.
When it's too crisp, you're like,
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah,
Everyone's
mind
like, oh,
it
you
either.
don't like the highs on the CDs and stuff. They're just too crisp. And I go, I don't mind it. You know, it's clear. Just throw in the low end. Don't forget it.
Yeah, just run over to your EQ and just adjust some things. They'll make it sound perfect. It'll be fine. People still have EQs on there.
That's another thing is fans altering your mix with their stereo systems. You don't know how it sounds.
Yeah, no, it's cool stuff though. And when did the production thing? You know, it's one thing to be like into an instrument. You obviously went into all of them, but and then there's the other element of production and mixing and really being intertwined. When I mean, this is like next level music, you know, love, because you're not only playing the stuff, you're
love.
Hey, speaking of that, June 25th, new music coming out from Frank. But like, when did the production, like, has it always been kind of a piece of the whole puzzle is being able to really work with your own music?
Yeah, it's I mean, some bands might form just playing, and then they have the songs, and then they say, we're going to go to the studio, and then it turns out the way it does. For me, without the recording process, I don't really, I mean, I'm sure I could do it, but it'd be different. The recording process dictates the structure and the sound and how you rework things, whether it's from that first demo, and then, you know, you got the actual drums, and then you're going to re-record everything, and you do, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to cut out the guitars again because the vocals are in. The vocals are awesome, but the guitars didn't really work, you know? So then you start to kind of reconfigure everything. I've dumbed down guitar parts that I was like, thought when I was practicing that it was perfect. You know what I mean? It was a lot of chugging and stuff like that, and I ended up just playing it straight.
ease on back a little bit. Just ease down back a little bit. Now, do you find, like, when you're, especially in the production element of it, because you are so in tune and you're obviously playing the instruments on it, does it look like the Matrix yet? Like when you're looking at, you know, whatever program that you use for, whether it's, you know, Audition or it's Pro Tools, or does it kind of
look
look
different colors?
Yeah. Is it just like, you know, you're like Neo a little bit, like, and you're dodging bullets and stuff?
A little bit. There's a little bit of, I don't know, because I like to be organized. So if you're an organized person, I think it comes easier, especially with film editing and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that would be it. I don't know what that sound is.
That was, so anytime I get a new subscriber, like the view that you see and the view that I see our view over here, but like the view that everybody who's watching sees is completely different. I mean, we're still the same, So when somebody like subscribes, which by the way, thank you to Sylvia for subscribing on YouTube, like a thing pops up, I thought I was the only one that could hear it. Now I know that it's
Oh yeah,
all over the world.
She's
So.
she's one of my super fans from the fan club in Canada.
Awesome. And she taught me that 22 degrees Celsius is 71 degrees Fahrenheit. So
yeah, I rounded up by 50 at least.
Yeah,
I'm like,
see,
that's kind of a ballpark.
I was just like 22 sounds really cold. Oh wait, that's Celsius. So
It does.
You do have we talked about utilizing the time during kind of lockdowns and pandemic and stuff to work on the new EP and stuff, and you have new music coming out on June 25th. Tell me about getting this one ready to go. I know you're super fired up about Fire of Love.
It's the next step, you know, like I said, with the production and stuff like that too. It kind of helped with the song. And then totally new drummer, Robin Diaz. He played with Daughtry, he played with Chris Cornell, he played with Hole. He's in Candlebox currently.
Nice.
So I don't really remember how we got in contact, but he's on 2 of the tracks, and that his drumming based off of my ideas changes your style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of that is incorporated in this, but then also I use my old drummer, which is his name's Lester, with Kelly Clarkson's drummer, but he was in a band Pillar for a lot of years.
Nice.
And he's like a monster. He's like a monster on drums. And then Daughtry's current drummer Brandon is on it. So I have a lot of those dudes, and then I have myself on the instrumentals. I'm like, I've done all the demos. I've got to actually be on something somebody hears someday.
I must be a part of this somehow. No,
yeah, well, they were songs I've written 20 years ago, the first one, and the second one was it was a joke thing, right? It was called the Frank Tro. Well, originally, it's whatever the drummer is, it's the Greg Tro, it's the whoever Tro. You know what I mean? So I was like, that's going to be cool. Expect an A and a B side sort of on this new EP. It's going to be the F and the P side.
Love it, man. That's cool. But Fire of Love, I know that there's I feel there's this energy behind it, and I'm not sure if it was because every time you do a new project, I'm sure that your game ups a little bit. You know, there's
a little pent up COVID.
There's and there might be a little bit of I don't know what's inside, but I need to get it out. So I imagine that the energy that you feel behind it and letting this out to the people has got to be like escalated slightly for this one.
Yeah, because the song has to deal with trying to save ourselves, the state of the world, wronging your mistakes. If I haven't done a music video for it, but I could picture somebody in a sinkhole. They're walking and sinkhole happens. And what are you going to do to dig yourself out? And then I mentioned, like I always had a picture in my head of somebody like throwing down a rope, a ladder, and then you see the hand coming in, and, we can save ourselves. And that thing that goes all through the song, or what the music video would be, is love. Love is the thing. So we have to reignite that fire for love for everything and everybody to change, because we're headed down the wrong road. I just know it.
Yeah,
I see it.
There's if you people take the blinders off a little bit, you go, we should really refocus our energies. And
then you kind of come back in for a little bit and they see it again, and it's like, okay, it bothers you. It's kind of like being down for a little bit. We all have those days, right? Yeah. It's the same thing, but they just don't care to. They say they deal with it, but if you watch all these documentaries, I'm like, all of these documentaries cannot be fake. You know what I mean? So there's something, man. I'm just pissed, like our oceans and stuff. I think that's like the biggest thing I'm pissed at. No, it's nothing that we have done. They blame it on us. It's not. It's what they allow us, what they allow the companies to do. Yada yada.
Well, yeah. I mean, with enough tax breaks and with enough, I'll pay that fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll just dump this here.
Some of that lyricism, it comes in my songs and stuff now, or before it didn't. And so I'm kind of glad it's not direct. Everything is still like you could associate it with something totally else, right. Random. But if that's what you're looking for, it's there. It's definitely there.
And I think that's the one amazing thing about music. And I think, in the genre of rock, there's this connection between listener and fan and artist, because as you write it, you have obviously a vision, and perhaps in this case multiple visions of different meanings of the song. But as the fan, you interpret that, but it does feel, just because of the times that we're living in, that there may be it may correlate a little closer to the to what you were feeling about some of the things you just mentioned about the song, where people go, oh yeah, we need a rope. Somebody throw the rope down, please.
Exactly.
Now. Go ahead.
I was gonna say quick. This song, it would have been done and released last year during COVID. There's actually a previous version that's done, but I decided to go back and redo it. So you might hear that as a bonus track on a CD or something someday. Or it's licensed, so if you guys want to use it for your project, Soda Box Music, contact them.
But give them a holler.
It's a part of that was my reasoning of the production and. It's hard to explain. You go through levels, especially when you're trying to do it yourself. Yeah. And I felt like from my last 2 releases, I have to do this even higher. I just have to. Yeah. So whether that was going to be good enough or not, I go, screw it. Let's do it again.
Yeah. and there was this major addition of time, because there was a lot of extra time to go back and do that. I've talked to a couple different artists who've said that they've gone back, that maybe they had a record ready to come out or a single ready to come out right in March or April of 2020. And they're like, well, I guess there was these few things I could go back and tweak, and they've gone back and done it. But when time presents itself, I guess if you use it to your benefit, it comes out the way you want it to. So very cool.
I think it helped with the EP too, with all the songs being together. I could be like, it's more of a unified sound, even though if you're gonna listen, I prefer listening to stuff in order. Yeah, you know what I mean. So you can tell songs 1 through 3 have this vibe, and then it kind of changes for the end.
It flows. It has a
flow's different, because I still want some of my old style in there, but then the first 3 songs are like, what is this new style? It's like fueled. You know what I mean?
No. And I love the ability to switch lanes a little bit, to be, as you grow as an artist, and as like I talked about, growing and stacking on top of things you've accomplished and learned, but to be able to do new stuff and expand and to grow and I love that. I mean, never stay in the same lane. Just kind of do what you want, man.
That's what I say. I'm not going to be as heavy, because it's borderline metal, some of the new stuff, and I'm not going to be as heavy as that forever. It's just where it's going now. I still love the acoustic stuff. Yeah. I want to incorporate more of that. I even want to do more of the I call it melodramatic, moody, like the movie stuff. Yeah. You've seen movies where that real slow female version of Hurt, that's just like what is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I do like that kind of stuff. So,
and I think that's
get into movies soon.
Again, we've had time. There's been time.
Yeah, but exactly.
And I think that's another good connection that I think has evolved over the past, say, 10 to 15 years, is that artists are starting to understand that fans aren't always right here. They're not always right, Slayer all the time. Sometimes they're like, I'm kind of feeling down here. Sometimes
Slayer is Slayer all the time.
Slayer is Slayer all the time. And no, I love Slayer, but they're in their lane and they're staying there. But sometimes fans and people have learned that they're like, sometimes I like an acoustic jam. Sometimes I like a ballad. Sometimes I like, something that's got 6 overlaid guitars, and sometimes like a little, just a little picking.
Yeah.
People like different stuff. In mood, I think emotion and mood always have a correlation to what you're feeding yourself as far as your music goes. So cool that you're filling everybody's cup. Frank, you're filling everybody's cup with the good stuff.
Thanks, man.
Awesome. Fire of Love comes out on June 25th, and people can get it, I'm guessing, everywhere that they get their music from.
Yep. Yeah, you can pre-order it now on Amazon, and Ringtone, too, will come out actually tomorrow on iTunes.
Very cool.
So if you got, I don't know what kind of phone, iPhone, I guess. I'm not a huge phone guy. Everyone's like, don't you text? And I go, nope. Don't text.
I will send you an email. Perhaps
I have
a handwritten letter.
Track phone for the Wi-Fi I use to update for you guys.
See, it's all right though. Not everybody needs to be, have the, tracking device on them all the time.
Exactly.
So that,
but I have these on me all the time though.
Look
these
at
are
CDs.
essential.
Look at that stuff.
And I have coasters, and I have guitar picks, and I have stickers in the other room, and I have signed lyric sheets.
Where can people get all this stuff? You got the website right there on your name there.
Yeah, folks. Only 10 left of these before they're out of print forever because the company went out of business.
Well, COVID was tough on a lot of people.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they're from LA too.
Oof, that's even tougher, man. Frank, tell people on the social medias where they can find you so they can, stay in touch, watch your live stuff. I know you do great interviews with a bunch of different artists from different genres. Where can they find you on the socials?
Yeah, you just type in my name on almost every social if you want it, or Google me. I say Yahoo me. Go to frankpalangi.com till you find everything there. I have the fan club stuff, the merch, the updates, the videos. But yeah, feel free to reach out to anybody. It's Facebook, Instagram, Frank Palangi Music. So that's the only difference.
Awesome. Frank, it was great talking to you, man. Great getting to know you and having you on the show.
Thanks, man.
I'd love to have you back on sometime, maybe after the songs drop, and we can talk about summer plans and maybe.
Yeah.
Do you have plans to maybe get back on a stage any point soon? Are you feeling it out?
Not till next year.
No,
not for me. I'm pulling a pretty reckless here.
And scene. And scene.
Yeah. No, I'm still online though. Find me on stageit.com. You can see shows there or Facebook Live. Sometimes I do Twitch, but my Twitch, I have like 20 followers. I'm a baby on there, so I'm not.
Everybody go follow Frank on Twitch. I know Jody does. Jody's over here in the chat.
Yeah, thank you, Jody, again. She, I think she found my music, and she's like, check out this dude. And I wasn't expecting to interview this fast either. It was like this week. You want to come on this week, man?
Yeah, Jody's like, here you go. I'm like, yeah, here's Ann. What are you doing on Thursday? Jump on the show, and it was great, man. It was great, getting to know you and getting the vibe for all the things you have your hands in. I think it's very cool to be as musically gifted and also super hands on with it. I find that super impressive. So kudos to you, and keep moving forward. And we can't wait for the new stuff to come out on the 25th, man. Take care of yourself.
Thanks, man. You guys too. Thanks for listening.
Oh. Thank you. Frank has been on the show. Make sure you check out the new single. It drops on the 25th of June. Everywhere music is heard. Follow him on Facebook. Follow him on Twitch. Get his Twitch numbers up. My Twitch fans, which I think is just Jody. Maybe I shouldn't be using my fans because I think I have like 11. So, but definitely follow Frank on all of the social medias. Great conversation, great stuff, and very, very talented individual. So always love the talent. Again, thanks to Jody for setting it all up and making it happen. We do a quick turnaround here. I talked like last Thursday. I'm like, what are you doing next week? Get you on the show. Cool stuff. Tomorrow, we're going to be having a big announcement tomorrow on the program at 5:10 p.m. So if you want to jump on, that'd be awesome. Jump on the show. I know it's a Friday right before the weekend kicks off, but we have a big announcement. We're bringing something back that I did almost 2 years ago. But we're going to bring it back full circle, and I want you to know all about it, and that information will drop tomorrow. So big stuff. Thank you, Jody. Thank you to Sherry. Thank you to Joe. Joe, Fade's in the house. Fade. Sylvia, thank you for learning me Celsius and Fahrenheit. I do feel like I learned something today on the show besides the stuff that we learned from Frank and everybody else who's been on. Frank has 21 now. Yeah, see, we made it happen. Awesome stuff. Y'all have yourself a fantastic night. If you're in a place where it's hot as F, stay cool. Hit the links. Sit down. Get out of here. Check out Frank Palangi Music on all of the socials. Follow my dude Frank. Grab that new single, Fire of Love, coming out on the 25th of this month. Y'all have a great night. Thanks, Frank. You're the man. We'll chat soon.